Hello everyone. So today I want to talk about how an application basically connects to the back office, to the backend. That's a basic principle that every non-technical founders need to really understand in order to lead correctly their technical team. And there is basically three main principles, three main methodology to connect an application. So the most known one is by using an API, a classical API. We're going to talk about most of the time REST API or SWAP API. Those type of technologies basically send information with like 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, maybe up to 20 fields altogether. And these information are handled by the server, and the server reply once it's in the database and once it's processed. The drawback of that technology is that it cannot really handle a large amount of information, and that might not be very, very convenient if you want to build a real-time application. So by real-time application, I'm talking about what you can have on a game as example, or if you want to chat or talk to one in real time and have real interactions between two people. They can use the application. It's often the case with games. That's not the type of technology that you should and that you will use to build this type of interactions. So in that case, if we are talking about real-time interactions, it could be like to give some voice call or some video call, or maybe to have chats. Usually we use the technology WebSocket. So WebSocket is the first technology that comes to my mind when it comes to real-time communication between two people. You also have the WebRTC connection, and that are more used for videos and audios connection that allow maybe a larger amount of data to connect between two parties, because it does not really require to pass through your servers. So that's also a very good technology. So WebSocket is when you pass through the server, while the WebRTC is when you connect two people directly with each other. That's the type of use case you will need for game interaction real time. And the third use case is when you have either a large amount of information to send from your application, could be a web application, desktop application, or a mobile application, to a back office. And in that case, it can be when you want to build a data lake or a really big data analysis, etc. The big amount of information has to be sent. And if you use classical API or even the real-time technologies, that's going to be too much, and it can saturate the bandwidth of your connection, of your users' connections. So in that case, we are going to use what we call message queue. Message queue are basically a set of data that we are going to compile to gather, maybe 10K bytes or maybe 100 or 500K bytes. And once we have this amount of data, we send it, or maybe we can send it every 5 sec or every 10 sec or every minute. Basically, we are going to create a queue with all the information we want to send to the back office and send it in a row. That's going to save a lot of time and not a lot of time, a lot of bandwidth on the connection between the application and the back office. So the very, very big advantage of this technology is this: you can send much more information, but that's not the only one. The second big advantage is also that you will be able to how can I put it? We are going to send a lot of information. Yes, we will be able to send all this information even if you are offline. So if you are planning to develop a mobile application or a desktop application that works offline, then the message queue will allow you to gather all the information to send, and only when the connection is back, then the process is going to send all that information to the server, and you will not have lose anything, which would not have been the case with the classical API or real-time connection. So very, very interesting to use message queue technologies that are well known in any cloud providers. They all have their message queue solution, and that will allow your application to be more reliable no matter if you have a stable or not internet connection. And very last pro for this technology, for this message queue technology, is the fact that it is really, really scalable. Basically, Facebook or most of social media works with message queue. Why? Because if they have a large amount of users, all the users can send information. They don't have to process all those information right away. It's only when they get it, they process it, and then after they spread the information among all their servers. That's why when we send a message on Facebook, it can take maybe a few seconds or even more to be known by the people that are around us, that follow us. So very interesting to know. If you are a founder and you are leading a development team, they have several options when it comes to connect your application to the database, to the backend. Either classical API, this is what we use in 95% of the case, but it required a stable internet connection. You can also use real-time connection with a WebSocket or WebRTC connection. In that case, very useful for games or real-time connections like chat, videos, etc. And if you are about to build something very scalable with large amount of information that has been sent to the backend and that can also work offline, in that case, you have to put in place what we call a message queue. And then all the information you want to send will be gathered on your application and then sent big blocks by big blocks to the backend, to the back office. And it will allow you to build a data lake or a big data analysis down the road. So I hope it helps, that can make you better understand how connections are built between application and the back office. I wish you a great day, and I'm going to talk to you very soon for another episode. Bye for now.